Hi, Sweepy.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
Here we are for another good old chit-chat.
Yes, we are.
This week we're with Rob King, aren't we, from My Sheffield Garden.
Mm-hmm.
He was on Gardener's World, episode 15.
Definitely not looking at your notes just then.
Episode 15 from this year. And he had that beautiful garden with a slide and some incredible planting, but also his very clever use of other materials in the garden.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So we wanted to find out a bit more about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So there were a few things from this chat that need to be brought to
Light.
Yeah,
definitely.
to attention.
Yeah.
One is we had terrible problems with sound.
Really bad.
A few issues with firewalls at Rob's end, which meant our wings were clipped a bit with what devices we could use.
Yeah, so he couldn't use his laptop because there was a firewall at this uni that he was at.
Yeah, that wasn't letting us through. So
No.
he had to use his phone. And what happens, you'll see through this interview, is when Rob's speaking, everything's fine. If either of us make any noise, and Sweet Pea is known for her little oohs and ahs and wows, it then completely clips his sound out. So
Yeah.
it will be very disjointed. Oops. And we can only apologise. I've done the best editing I can, but it's a bit of a choppy one.
Yeah.
Apologies to Rob as well, because it was a really great chat.
It was.
A couple of things that I should also bring up is at one point we talk about a plant in Rob's garden, and both Sweet Pea and I say, "Oh, is that the plant that's hummingbird pollinated?" And Adam has it in his garden, and we all seem to agree that that probably was what it was. But I did have a look at my notes from that episode with Adam, and actually it's not. So Adam's plant is a Rebus sanguineum.
Okay.
Which isn't what Rob was referring to.
Okie dokie.
And also, after we had the chat and stopped recording...
This always seems to happen. We always stop recording, and then we have to wait for things to download, and whilst we're chatting with the person, we'd find out more stuff.
Loads
and we're
and loads.
why did we stop recording?
So Rob then started telling us all about his history, and I did check if he was all right for me to bring this up on the podcast. He told us about he had been at this university for 15 years. He's a lecturer on how to start a business.
Yep.
But prior to that, he was a gardener for 2 years, which he really enjoyed, but for one reason or another, needing a bit more security because children had come along.
Yep.
He then had the university job. And prior to that, he had something completely different again, and that was working in sales for Weller Hair Care.
Oh my gosh.
And he did that for a number of years. He also mentioned about some amazing travels that he did for 3 months prior to the children being born.
In South America?
South America.
That was so cool.
That sounded so cool and so wonderful. I wish we could have chatted about that on the good old chit-chat, but sadly we missed it. So Rob does mention how his garden is open to visitors if requested, so he can be contacted on Instagram.
Yep.
And probably if you want to know more about Rob and his very interesting history, then you can again contact him on Instagram, and I'm sure he'll respond.
So, as always, we have the same good old format for the podcast. We have your garden boundary, then shed or greenhouse, 5 ornamentals, 5 edibles, 1 statement tree, pond or pool plus 1 plant, and then finally your favourite seating area with your ideal drink and 1 plant for that area.
So, shall we get stuck into this?
Absolutely.
This is a good old chit-chat with Rob.
Yes.
Welcome, Rob, to Good Old Chit-Chat.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely to see you. We had a few sound and video problems, but we're all set now.
Yeah.
You say you're at work. Where are you at work?
I work at Sheffield Hallam University.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What are you doing there?
I'm a startup business advisor. Although I am leaving at the end of the month, so on
Where
to
to?
unknown at the moment.
Really?
Hopefully within horticulture, that's the aim. So
a leap
Great.
of faith. And what sort of things in horticulture?
I could work for myself because that's something that I've done before. But ideally, I'd like to work as part of a team and at a big house, doing a garden with other people where I could learn a lot more and enjoy working in a huge space. So
yeah, it's the change of career that we're hearing a lot, going from something that can be, fairly office based and desk based, and then that leap of faith into the world of horticulture.
Yeah.
And so is that, so you would do kind of voluntary work or?
Yeah, I already do some voluntary work at a garden in Sheffield called Winfell Quarry Garden, which is it used to be a garden that was part of a big house that's no longer there, but now it's a public space in Sheffield that's a little bit of a hidden gem. It's not a huge garden, but it's stunning. It's in, as the name might suggest, it's in an old quarry. So it's kind of, I suppose, sunken, but it's got some huge trees and some beautiful plants and trees in the actual gardens here. There have done for the last 3 years. Yes, I'm possibly looking at doing some other volunteering when I do leave my current position, and we'll see what happens from there. So
yeah, oh, fantastic! That quarry garden sounds amazing. You've been there 3 years.
Yeah. So it's just on Saturdays. Yeah, and I've been going up there every 3 years. For the last 3 years.
And that's with the team?
Yeah, it's all volunteers, apart from a ranger from the council who kind of gives us tasks and under their guidance. Yeah, again, I've learned a lot from going up there, doing tasks that I wouldn't do in my home garden.
Yeah.
Like making steps and drainage for the side of the paths, etc. Right. So lots of different that you wouldn't do at home, as well as weeding and pruning and planting and all the other things that go on in a garden.
So you're doing both the plants and the kind of hard landscaping as well?
Yeah.
Is that something that interests you, doing being a landscape designer?
Yeah, it's certainly something that I've looked at. I mean, to be a landscape designer, I'd need to retrain. So it's a possibility.
Yeah. Well, the world's your oyster.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, we could probably do some tips on how you built the steps, because we have quite a slopey garden, and steps is just a continued theme with us, just to get from A to B. I have to first build the steps. So I'm using wood, and I've recently found out that it's wood that's probably going to rot within the next couple of years, so I haven't done very well there. I imagine your steps are all stone based.
The ones in the quarry garden, yes. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, wow.
That's a dream. And are you using local stone from the quarry?
Yeah, I mean, some of that stone was already there. Some of the steps were there, but had become unsafe, and so it was completely digging the kind of stone that was there out and then putting it back in.
Oh, so fantastic!
It was not sloping and not in a dangerous position for people that, as I say, it's a public space, so health and safety is quite important.
Absolutely.
Really.
Our garden's a health and safety nightmare.
Completely.
Is there a website for this quarry garden?
There isn't, no. I mean, I think this is why it's a little bit of a hidden gem. So, I mean, you can, if you have a look at hashtag Winfell Quarry Garden, you'll find pictures online that if you actually just put it into a search engine, there will be little things about it that you will find, but it doesn't have its own website.
And no social media?
It's got a Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
That's so people can find it to volunteer.
It'd be great if you could send a link afterwards, and I can include that in the podcast description.
Yeah. No, that'd be good. Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. Well, so exciting times. A month away from retiring from your current job, and past is new.
Yeah.
Sounds a good plan.
Yeah.
Well, so for the purposes of this podcast, we're going to talk about your dream garden.
Yeah.
And Sweet Pea's going to lead the way with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Over to you,
You could
Sweet
have anything and anything. What would be your garden boundary surrounding your garden? Or you could just literally have nothing surrounding the garden, so it's just like out into the distance, whatever you want.
I mean, for me, the boundary, I like height. So I like surrounded by green. So at home, I do have hedges as high as I can agree them with the neighbours. I mean, I think for me to be enclosed in the space, my garden does slope down. So the hedges kind of start off very high and then get a little bit lower towards the bottom of the garden, but they're still as high as I can have them. But if I was to have my dream garden anywhere, it would have height and sort of boundaries where you are immersed in sort of green. That's not
really enclosed.
Feeling enclosed, but that's not to say that at some point, possibly at the bottom of the garden, I wouldn't want something where you can see the landscape beyond. Whether that's for a hole in the hedge, or whether that's for having a lower hedge there if there were fields beyond, or the sea or whatever.
Yes.
So it's a bit like Monty does at Longmeadow. He's got a hole in the hedge, hasn't he? One of the views.
Yeah.
And we should mention you were actually only the other week on Gardener's World with My Sheffield Garden.
I was.
That's where we got to see your beautiful garden. I think Monty described you as a self-proclaimed skipperholic.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
And we saw a bit of the borders, but I had actually been following you for quite a long time already because you've got a sloping garden. I was interested in how you managed the slope.
Yeah.
And I loved you've got this slide coming off your kind of terrace from the back of the house.
Yeah.
The slide for the kids that sort of drops down, doesn't it? You've got quite a few steps down to then the main garden.
Absolutely, yeah. It's sort of there's a drop of probably 2.5 meters.
Right.
So yeah, we have a terrace area that comes out from the house, which is straight out and it's flat as we come out of our doors at the back. But then there is a significant drop in the garden, so the slide was just perfect to have as an alternative to steps.
Yeah, and I bet the kids love that, do they?
Yeah, and grown-ups too. So yeah.
I've been telling Mum I really want a slide in the garden, just like from top to bottom.
Our garden's very steep, so it would be a bit of a death trap, but we'd have to have it meandering.
Maybe a black slope.
A black run.
A black run, yeah.
So you want high hedges, so green,
Yep.
not fencing.
No.
What would you have as your hedging plants?
Well, I mean, at home on one side I have beech hedging, which I absolutely love. It's full of sparrows.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, sweet.
It's a really thick hedge. It's at least 1 meter wide, as in deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been there a long time.
That's amazing.
It is quite high, and it's just full of wildlife. But you obviously get the beauty of green from spring to autumn. And then in the winter time, the leaves go brown, but they remain until the springtime. So you've got that concept of different colours in the hedge. I think, my ideal hedging is beech hedging.
Beech hedging, lovely.
A privet hedge, which it's okay. It's not something that I would, if I was planting a hedge from scratch, I probably wouldn't use privet.
No.
It's evergreen, obviously, in the winter, so it's nice.
Yeah.
But in contrast to the beech, that would be my ideal hedging.
Do you get many privet hawk moths in your privet hedge?
No, not that I've seen. No.
Oh,
it's a shame.
Seen.
So we're talking high hedging and then a hole at the back where you can see some landscape, a nice view.
Or slightly lower hedging, possibly speaking. What would be your landscape beyond? Would it be the sea or would it be grassland or whatever?
I think for me it would be woodland.
Woodland.
Yeah. So I love trees.
Yeah.
And I love walking in woodland. I love seeing trees and constantly amazed by, looking at a mature tree, thinking about how long it's been there, etc. So I think it would be trees.
Did you plant many trees in your garden?
Yeah, I have, and some perhaps shouldn't be in the garden because I've got a lot I have to keep topping. I've got a eucalyptus tree that did feature in the Garden World slot, which actually in that feature didn't look very good because I had just topped it and it wasn't looking its best. So I was not annoyed, but wish they'd not shown that.
It's bad timing.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Which eucalyptus is it?
Good question. That is something that I don't know the answer to off the top of my head.
Well, I don't know the name of the ones we've got. We planted two. I planted them because I like the kind of Australian vibe, but also they're really fast growers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like really fast.
Massively. It's the fastest growing tree that we've got in our garden and frighteningly so. Slightly bitten off more than we can chew, I think, with those. And they're also called the Widowmaker, aren't they? Because they drop their branches very easily when they're really big. We didn't know until after we bought them.
Yeah. So then it's like, okay, we're going to be really careful around the tree.
Lots to learn. And what other trees have you planted?
A couple of silver birch.
Oh, my favourite tree, actually.
Yeah. I've got a fir tree, which again I could like a pine tree, which again I have to keep topping. I've got a liquid amber, which is
love liquid amber.
Yeah, stunning. I mean that I got quite young as a young tree. It's now probably 7 foot tall, but again for the colour that's amazing.
So what size did you buy your trees when you put them in?
Most of them were probably only 3 foot tall when I bought them.
Okay.
And they've grown very quickly. And then I've got a few acers as well.
Gorgeous.
For me at home, I do have a lot of flowers this year actually, but in past years I've not had a huge amount of flowers, but I've got a lot of colour in the garden because of foliage from trees and plants that I've put in.
Lovely.
So you've got the contrast of lots of different greens, but then having aces such as, you know, those that are red leaved or yellow leaved just gives you those pops of colour here, there and everywhere. So
Yeah, beautiful.
Would you like a shed or a greenhouse in your garden?
if it was one or the other, it would probably have to, I mean, I've luckily got both at the moment, but yeah, probably a shed.
Why particularly a shed?
I think a shed is something, I mean, obviously it's somewhere where you can store things, but it's something where if you do want to get outside and the weather's not great, then you can do some pottering in there and perhaps do some planting or cleaning of your tools. So it's just a space where, you know, if you plan to go in the garden and the weather's not been kind, then yeah, your shed is your place you could go. I suppose you could do that in a greenhouse as well, but
yeah, but it feels that it's a little bit more enclosed, and like you'd want some windows, obviously, in your shed.
absolutely, yeah.
And is your shed your own private space, or are the family allowed to come in?
They're allowed, but so yeah, it's kind of my private space, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not to say they're banned.
They have to knock 3 times.
They just choose not to go in.
Yeah.
And what colour would you like your shed?
Currently, I've got it painted black, and that's how I would want a shed. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got a lot of things that are made from timber that I have painted black, partly because they show plants off really well.
Yes, I've heard this.
But also, it also camouflages them in the garden as well, so they don't stand out as much.
Okay.
So when people have got them painted with sort of a gaudy, bright reddish brown, it just sticks out like a sore thumb. So
it's not working so well. And it's interesting that you have your timber painted so it kind of recedes, because then you have, for example, that beautiful bright orange bench you've got in your garden currently.
Yeah.
A beautiful colour. And you've got quite a few sort of bright non-plant things, haven't you?
Yeah. So I like visiting gardens that have got sculptures in, sort of arty gardens. Again, it just helps you have a little bit of focus beyond the plants and sort of leads your eye to different places where if it was just all plants, perhaps your eye wouldn't go. So I think it's important. And I suppose this is where finding things in skips has become something that, as the Gardener's World feature, sort of focused on that a lot, which is a little bit. I can't deny that I don't have a look in a skip, but I think the did focus on that quite.
They did, didn't they? So that's not strictly true. You're not really a skipaholic.
It's although I do have a look when I pass a skip, it's actually quite rare that you do find things that are going to be useful. So,
where do you get most of your finds from?
I mean, they quite often they are what people don't want. So they could be left outside someone's house with a sign on saying "Please take," or they could be in a skip. So yeah, it's true that a lot of those rusty metals and things like that I have been found in skips, but I'm not foraging and finding things every week or anything like that. It just takes time.
So you had that courtyard area, which was a garage that you'd pulled down, wasn't it? That's really sort of beautifully put together with your granddad's butcher's sign, I think there was, wasn't there?
Right, yeah.
That was just a very artistic corner that we saw. I mean, we saw lots of artistic corners in the garden, but it was beautifully done.
It was really lovely.
I think finding things that are a little bit rusty, a little bit battered, perhaps fit into a garden better than if you bought them brand new from a garden centre or something. You know, if you're getting something shiny and new, it looks shiny and new for quite some time. So I think that's why I prefer having things that are a little bit aged.
Weathered.
Straight away, you can put them together and they kind of seem to fit in straight away.
Yeah.
I always love that look of kind of rustiness. Like there was a garden actually at one of it was a show garden, I think at Tatton Court, and they used the rusty bench with then an Achillea, which was this kind of terracotta colour, and it really looks amazing, and I absolutely love it now.
Yeah, That was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it does. Yeah, certainly rusty metal does complement a lot of plants, whether it's the bark of a tree or whether it's the colour of the flowers. Like you say, terracotta colour. Just all goes well together.
Well, they're using a
does.
lot now, this corten steel, aren't they? That seems to be in a lot of the show gardens, as big sort of archways and for ponds. And
Yeah, and I love that. Yeah, so
yeah,
if I was introducing new metal, then it
you'd go
caught
with that. Yeah,
ideal.
beautiful.
Brilliant. And now we're going to go on to the plants that are going to be in your garden.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'd like to know 5 ornamentals that you'd like to put in your garden. So what would be your first one?
One of my favourite plants is called Leicesteria famosa, Himalayan honeysuckle.
Oh, that is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
The kind of aubergine coloured bells that hang down.
Yeah, yeah. And it flowers for so long. 10 months of the year you've got flowers on.
Oh,
Really?
that's brilliant.
It doesn't look like it would be an evergreen, but it is an evergreen plant as well. So, it's there all year.
I heard it can really spread.
Yeah, it can and does. but it's not one that is uncontrollable. You can very easily dig out. Those that it spreads through seed, so you can dig.
Okay.
You can pass them on.
Yeah.
So you can pass them on to people.
Lovely.
Another one that I have quite a lot of is called Phygelius rectus, which is got these. The one that I have has these what I would call coral flowers.
Oh, I love coral colour.
Yeah, they're quite unique, really. And yeah, that is a beautiful plant.
So what is that? So the Himalayan honeysuckle, that's a climber.
No,
it just stand alone.
Tall, I wouldn't really call it a shrub, but it's a tall plant.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you can train it along walls? Can you?
You could. Yeah, you could. Not a honeysuckle as in a traditional climbing honeysuckle. I mean, I think that's just a nickname for it.
Yeah. It doesn't have the tendrils, but I have seen it trained along a wall in a public garden that I visited. And then this other one, can you just repeat the name of this second one?
Yeah, Phygelius rectus.
Phygelius erectus. And what? So what's the coral flower look like?
So it's very much like a fuchsia. So it does get some pest damage. I'm not really sure what damages it, but it does get some pest damage every year. It gets this black tap on it from some insect or bug. It grows quite tall, so it fits in with me liking quite tall structural plants.
Yes. Is it hardy? So is it good in the winter, or does it just die back?
Yeah. No, hardy. Yeah.
Really hardy. Oh, good, brilliant.
It's not that one that is pollinated by hummingbirds, is it?
It probably would be. Yeah, probably would be.
Oh,
I think I've seen that.
okay.
In fact, I think I've seen that garden as well. It might be something Adam put in his new
yes,
garden.
Adam was possibly putting. I'll need to have a look at that afterwards.
Yeah, we'll check that one out.
Wonderful.
I love bamboos. Obviously, they have a bit of a reputation for running where they
going crazy.
They do need keeping in check. I don't put any barriers down or anything, root barriers down or anything like that. I let them go.
The one you have, that's a clumping bamboo.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
But you managed to contain them without barriers.
Yeah, and the ones that aren't, it's just a case of keeping them in check. And if you see any runners, it's just a case of digging down and sort of pulling that runner out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're not low maintenance.
No, I was just going to say it's a high maintenance plant to have, isn't it? You don't have a barrier.
But it's a nice screen one.
Oh yeah, they're great screening, and that was featured in the Gardener's World feature where I've got them around the trampoline. So
I love that. That was so cool.
What else? Tetrapanics. I've not had growing that. I've got a couple at the moment. I did lose one last year in the winter, so I've not had huge success with tetrapanics. But it's a plant that I love. If ever I go to any garden and see it, I just find it fascinating.
What is it? I cannot remember what it is, but I've heard of it before.
It can get really, really big. It's got huge leaves. A tropical plant, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it kind of like a canna leaf size?
Yeah. Well, not. It's not. It's a completely different shape to a canna. It's more of a gunnera type leaf in a.
Oh wow, okay.
Not as big
That's
as a
very
gunner.
cool. No, that would be enormous.
And what issues have you had with it in your current garden?
It just doesn't seem to grow as well as you see it in other gardens. I
So
don't
it
know.
still grows. It's not that it's
It
dying
grows,
back.
yeah, but it just doesn't grow as big as I would like it. I don't. I do give it some feed, actually, some seaweed feed, which I think it should benefit from. But yeah, it just doesn't grow as big as I would like it, and because of that, it probably doesn't get as mature. So it's always going to be something that I'm going to be susceptible to losing in the winter. So
you have lost it already in the winter?
I've lost one last year. Yeah. I tried to protect as well, but it's sadly not come back.
How do you protect it?
That was a deep mulch. Yeah.
Oh, so it's herbaceous, is it? And then
Yes.
you sort of cover it. Oh, right. I see.
Oh, okay. And does it have a flower, or is it purely for the leaves?
It's for the leaves. Yeah. For the
Purely
foliage.
about the leaves. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just wanted to come back quickly to the bamboos, because I know that you can get some kind of like burgundy varieties. Would you want just green varieties in your in your dream garden, or would you like kind of both?
I've had black stemmed before, but I've not had burgundy. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of different. The black stem one's not as hardy, so
Okay.
yeah, careful. Certainly in Sheffield, where we are in the wintertime, you could lose it. But other bamboo is very hardy. Obviously, grows in places where they get a lot of cold weather in the winter. Yeah, hardy.
So would you like a mix of those two, of the nice green
I
one
do
and the
have
black one?
Yeah, I've got quite a few varieties. Yeah.
Okay. So that gives us 4. What is your 5th ornamental?
Ooh, so tricky, isn't it? Choosing.
It's really hard.
I know.
To narrow it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with, because I've not put any flowers in there, Rudbeckia.
Oh, lovely. Have you got a specific variety?
The one that I have in the garden is called Goldstrom.
Oh,
And
okay.
again, I don't have a lot of it, but it's just something that just give you that ping of colour at times.
Which colour is the Goldstrom?
Bright yellow.
Bright
sort of
yellow one.
Gold, almost.
So like the Black-Eyed Susan
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, we were looking at Gardeners World this week, and they had a cherry brandy Rebecca. So we've got a
Right.
lot of the yellow ones, and I really like the look of those sort of flame-coloured orange ones.
Nice, yeah.
Pinky ones.
Yeah.
They're really
Rebecca's
pretty.
a great plant. So they're drought tolerant, aren't they? Do you have any drought up that way?
Yeah. We've obviously had a very wet spring and winter. But as soon as the rain has stopped, which seems not too long ago, the ground straight away is quite dry. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you're on a hill as well. You're on a slope, aren't you? So you've got free draining. And have you had hosepipe bans up there?
We haven't at the moment. No, we have in previous years, but yeah.
And what soil have you got in your garden?
Quite loamy.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it just dries out very quickly.
Yes, of course. So now that we've finished with the 5 ornamentals, we're going to go on to the 5 edibles. So what would be your first one?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, brilliant. Yeah. And have you got specific varieties that you like?
Yeah, I like the smaller cherry tomatoes.
Cherry ones.
So any cherry tomato. I'm trying to think of what we're growing here, and I can't remember. It's golden, sort of orange colour rather than a red.
Sun Gold, I think, is a variety of that one.
That is the one. Yeah, that's the one that we've got.
Okay.
The pretty little ones.
Yes.
So cute. I've got them this year, actually. They're just turning yellow at the moment, so I'm waiting.
Yeah. So we've had quite a few off already, and they're just starting to come in abundance now. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You get like quite a glut at some point in the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what do you do with your tomatoes? Apart from eat them, obviously.
If my daughter down and picks them, they're pretty much gone before they get to the house. If we get too many all at once, then making a tomato sauce or something out of them. But generally, they just get eaten as they are. So,
how old are your children?
Lola is 11 and Lenny is 14.
It's nice that they're eating tomatoes as sweets, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always a good one.
Did you hear that?
What would be your... Yes, I heard that. Thank you very much. What would be your second edible?
Okay, potatoes.
Oh, Do you do the first early, second early, then your main crop, or do you just kind of do potatoes whenever?
No, I mean, I don't have a lot of room for growing veg, and that's not because I haven't got a lot of room. It's just because I choose not to give myself a lot of room for growing fruit and veg.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've grown potatoes in pots before. I've got areas in the ground, small areas where I do grow them. But yeah, I've actually not grown any this year.
Oh, okay.
And that's partly on purpose because I did grow some other veg this year, or sowed some other veg, but it got demolished by slugs.
Oh no! Did you ever because it's so wet?
Yeah, so I've pretty much given up on all veg this year.
Oh no!
Apart from those that are in the greenhouse. So,
okay.
So I'm not growing those this year, but I have in previous years and will do again. It's just this year it wasn't worth me planting.
You lost the battle. So, but in your dream garden, slugs won't exist, or they will exist purely for the birds and the frogs. And so, in your dream garden, would you have a dedicated veggie patch, or would you have all your edibles in amongst your ornamentals?
Probably a little bit of both. Yeah,
okay.
Nice to do both. Got the space to do it, then let's plant among the ornamentals and then have some dedicated space as well.
Yeah, sounds lovely. And also, I heard that you have a greenhouse. Is your greenhouse like one of those where you can grow, you've got a bed in there so you can actually grow plants in there, or do you just have pots?
I've just got pot, although I think next year I'm gonna rather than use pots. I've had success with pots, so they're big pots that are in there. Tomatoes and cucumbers I've got in there as well actually this year. They're all in pots, but next year I think I'm gonna take the pots out and actually put a kind of a raised bed in there. That's the plan.
To give you a bit more space, planting space.
Yeah.
And also with the watering, do you have an irrigation system in there, or do you just go in and
water just
with a watering can?
I've got water butts at the bottom of the garden where the greenhouse is, so unless it's really, really dry and those run out. But yeah.
Lovely.
What would be your third edible?
Third edible would be Mons 2.
Oh, this is a new one that I haven't heard before, but I really love them. We're doing them at the moment.
No, wait, you have heard of them, but you haven't heard them on a dream garden.
No, I haven't heard them on a dream garden. There we go. That's what I meant.
Because we grow them every year.
Yeah, although I think they're absolutely brilliant. Have you got them in the garden at the moment?
No, they were something that I did plant earlier in the year, but they
got decimated.
What seemed like minutes had disappeared, sadly.
Oh,
so frustrating.
So sad.
I went out after planting them. They were good seedlings that went in the ground, but sadly, they disappeared within hours.
So what will you do differently next year to avoid the sluggage?
I don't know. I don't like using slug pellets.
No,
I might try nematodes, which a lot of people use now, which a lot say, if you've got problems with slugs, that's the answer.
I do hear a lot of people having success with nematodes, and it seems a nice organic way of doing it.
What would be your fourth edible?
Okay, probably what, again, I tried to grow this year that sadly got attacked by slugs, and that was runner beans.
Oh.
I just think they look good as much as started growing up your supports. They look really good, and so they just look great, and then you've got your veg.
What do you use as supports for your runner beans?
Bamboo cane.
Well, of course,
of course. I mean,
that's one of those questions I regret asking. That's so convenient. We did try to pilfer some bamboo canes from this kind of public area by a river, didn't we? But we dragged these most enormous bamboo canes back for hours.
Right.
But they seemed to just kind of disintegrate by the time we came around to using them. So obviously got
they
them
just
wrong time.
snapped.
Okay.
Very good.
I'm just saying they need to be quite thick. So
Yeah. These were thick ones, but they just splintered loads. I don't know what's wrong with them.
They had the kind of pithy centre, which had just kind of degraded, so it was just like hollow. With the runner beans, do you grow any of the purple ones? Because they're really pretty as well as ornamentals.
Yeah, not recently, but I have before. Yeah.
Okay, what is going to be your final edible for the garden?
Carrots. And again, sadly, I've been growing carrots and they were growing really well. And I was growing them in a pot full of sand because everyone's very much longer if you grow them in sand. It was
straighter.
straighter, yeah. But sadly, again, they seem to be doing well, and they seem to have avoided all the slug damage, and then they've actually been attacked as well. So
By the slugs?
yeah, well, I'm presuming it was slugs, but all
Oh,
the
no.
green tops had just disappeared. And
Oh, that's rude.
nothing there. Very unsuccessful year for growing veg.
Yeah. We've had an unsuccessful year with the courgettes, not through any pests, but just absolute no fruit. Loads of foliage and zero fruit. And normally that's our
No.
biggest winner. We have loads and loads, and we're cooking
Yeah,
them daily.
that's what with
Yeah.
courgette. A couple of years ago, I had the same as what you've had. The plants were growing fine, but then and they were flowering, and then no fruit was coming.
Yeah. Did you resolve it? Did you find out what the problem was? Or
No, and I don't know. It's put me off growing them because I've not grown. So
It's been a really bad experience this year because, as I say, always it was just an easy one to do. We're trying all sorts. Sweet Pea thinks it's probably the quality of the soil, so she's putting a lot of feed in.
Yeah, and also you just need to take off, because you want to take off loads of the male flowers, because by taking off the male ones, it kind of makes the plant think, oh, I need to now start producing females, which obviously carry the fruit.
Yeah.
So we've tried everything and anything, and we've got a few babies coming, but we're hoping they're not just gonna, they just sometimes die off before even getting big. So we're trying to do that at the moment.
So frustrating. When you're working in the quarry garden, I guess they don't have edibles down there.
Yeah.
Ornamentally things. And do you have a lot of rock plants? A lot of
yeah. I mean, there's water in the garden. There's sort of a big pond area. We've got 2 giant redwoods growing.
Oh, fantastic!
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and then around that pond there's lots of gunnera, but then there's lots of rock faces, as it were, that have got plants that have naturalised in there. So such as buddleia and things like that. So
yeah,
and there are different areas to that particular garden as well. So there's probably a little bit unfitting, but there's an area where they're growing roses, but most of it is kind of, I suppose, woodland areas in a sense.
Oh, pretty.
What sort of size is the garden?
I would say the size of a football pitch is probably the best way to describe.
Yeah,
and with lots of different levels.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Sounds like a really interesting garden. Are there plans to kind of market it, or is it just going to carry on being a secret?
I don't know, actually. I think it's just people don't. It's on the edge of the Peak District, so and it is next to the start of a walk out of Sheffield that is really, really popular. But I think it's just people take that footpath that they know, and then they don't realise the gate is leading them into this garden. That each top does lead to the footpath that they're going to go on. So I think it's just people don't know. I mean, so many people when we're working in there have come in and they say, oh, I've lived in Sheffield all my life. And this can be people that have been in Sheffield for, 50 or more years. And they say,
wow.
Amazing, right?
That is incredible. It's such a hidden garden.
Yeah, but it's not something that, the local authority are not trying to make it hidden. It's just people don't know about it.
And also, because you're going to be retiring in a month from this job, and then you're going to try and find a garden to kind of volunteer in and work in.
Yeah.
Do you know if that garden you're looking for something which is kind of ornamental and like a kitchen garden, so lots of edibles, or are you kind of mainly predominantly going for an ornamental garden?
In my head, it would be both.
Yeah.
Get all round experience.
Opportunities were just in an ornamental garden, then I would put that just as much. Yeah.
You talked earlier about loving trees, so what would be your one statement tree for the garden, like the one which is the centerpiece?
Okay. Liquid amber would be up there.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm hoping I'm going to say this. Prunus cerula. I've actually since bought one for my garden. So it's still quite young. I bought it a couple of years ago. And so it is, how tall is it? Probably 10 foot tall, but it's only a couple of years old. But that is for the bark.
It's really pretty bark.
Very smooth. So you touch, it just feels nice. The leaf is just like an ordinary. It's a cherry tree, so the leaf is very much like an ordinary cherry tree. It's the bark that's very different, kind of a burgundy brown, sort of deep coloured bark, but it's just very smooth.
Right.
And it's
right.
shiny as well, and it's like paper. It kind of slightly peels off.
Peels away,
So-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Amazing. It's
Yeah.
actually been recently on Gardener's World, and I remember I looked up about it, and I just saw
It
it, and
was.
it's got this beautiful paper bark which kind of slightly comes off, so it's all shredded. It looks amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's a great statement tree.
absolutely, yeah.
It produces cherries?
I don't think it does,
Okay.
but I might be
Okay.
wrong on that. I've never seen cherries on the ones that I've seen in public gardens, and
Right.
yeah, mine's obviously not mature enough to.
No.
No.
How lovely. So you say it's 10 foot tall now and you've had it for a couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, it was quite tall when I bought it,
Oh, okay.
just not very thick in terms of the trunk is not very thick.
Yeah.
No.
You plant trees with real sort of hope for the future, don't you? Because
Yeah.
we've planted a lot, and I know that probably in my lifetime I'm not going to be sitting in the shade of them because we do.
It's tiny.
They're absolutely tiny. They're about 30, 40 centimetres tall.
Right.
And we
Yeah,
got them
max.
because we just couldn't afford to get anything taller.
Sure.
No.
So I know that I'm never going to be sitting in the shade of them, but I like to think for my child, my grandchildren, if there are any, no pressure, sweetie. Then some member of the family will one day be sitting in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the dream. That's always the dream with trees. So now, next question. Would you like a pond or a pool? And you get one plant to go with this area.
I would say a pond,
Okay.
and if it was a big enough pond, a gunnera, which I know you
Oh,
can't buy.
lovely.
Sorry, you said you can't buy anymore?
Yeah, they've been put on the banned list, which is somewhat controversial, I think.
Why?
Yeah, so the RHS have done a lot of studies and sort of named them as a banned plant. So I think if you went to a garden centre that had stock, you could still buy that, but you won't be able to buy them in the future.
That's sad.
Because
That's really sad.
there's a couple of varieties and one of them, and they're difficult to distinguish between, but one of them has been deemed invasive.
Right.
Oh.
Which it just spreads massively.
Yeah.
I was completely unaware of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
gosh.
if you had a look, you'll find lots of articles on it.
So would your pond be a raised pond with, say, Corten steel, or would you have it sort of naturally in the ground?
Yeah. Okay. Naturally in the ground, but yeah, probably Corten steel.
Corten steel.
It's
There we
actually
go.
exactly what Jeff Stonebanks in Seaford chose. He's got I don't know if you know Jeff, he's got a garden.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. And he chose the Corten steel pond with a gunnera hanging over it as well. I think in his tiny garden he's got 2 gunnera actually, and he's got a very small garden.
Yeah. That was so funny.
Plant them right, planted them in the pot or something like that, then you'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
Garden,
He said about having them in a pot, but you can have the pot in the ground, so it just makes it look natural, but it isn't natural.
Yeah.
Would your Corten steel pond be square or rectangular or ovular or circular or whatever?
I would say rectangular.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, rectangular. There we go.
Good question, Sweet Pea. In my mind, I was imagining circular, so
Yes.
rectangular.
But that is what would differentiate between Rob and Jeff.
Yeah.
What would be your favourite seating area and with your preferred drink? And you get one plant to be with you in that little space.
Okay.
Or big space.
Yeah.
Or big space.
Preferred seat. I love my orange bench.
Yes.
So do I.
It's probably not comfy.
Oh, really?
But
do you put a load of cushions on it, or?
Yeah, and it just gives you a different perspective. Where I sit there is very different from other seats in the garden. So I think that would be my favourite seat. If this was in the other garden, yeah, taking that with me would be great. I do like that bench.
Was that a skip find?
No, it was bought from a salvage yard in Kent.
Right. Oh, wow. Well, that's miles away.
Yeah, it had to be couriered. So, yeah.
So you saw it online, did you?
Yeah.
So you didn't actually go see it?
No, it was just online. It was not cheap, but it kind of it just looked very different. So
Did you paint it orange or did it arrive orange?
it arrived black,
Okay.
in a matte black. I painted it lime green initially, which looked good, but then I think for the last 2 years it's been orange, and it just looks great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Really,
looks
it's really
brilliant.
striking.
big fan of orange anyway, but yeah.
So Sweet Pea, her favourite colour.
It is my favorite. It is actually my favorite color.
Okay, favorite drink. I'll just say a glass of Malbec. So
Glass of Malbec.
yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah,
And finally, what would you have as your plant for that little area?
bamboo,
Another bamboo.
Another bamboo.
just for a bit of height.
Lovely.
I mean, you've already got bamboo in your garden, so you can have another plant if you like. But if you want just the bamboo as well there, then we can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bamboo.
Go with the bamboo.
Bamboo.
Yeah.
So do you want to be kind of enclosed by the bamboo?
Yeah, I think again, if you're sitting in an area where you're just looking at the garden, if there's a little bit of breeze, you just get a wonderful noise from bamboo as well. Yeah, I think sitting next to bamboo is just something that is great, because you've got that structure, you've got that height, you kind of feel enclosed if it's all. But if there's a little bit of breeze, then again you've got a wonderful sound as well.
Nice rustling sound.
Yeah.
Really nice rustling sound. Well, I must say, there we go. We have finished your dream garden. I'm going to read it back to you, just in case you go, oh my gosh, I did not want that. That was crazy. So, first of all, your garden boundary. We had high boundaries going around the garden in beech, then possibly at the lower end of the garden, slightly lower hedge or a hole in the hedge so that you could see the view beyond, which was going to be woodland. Then you wanted a shed, which was going to be in black so that it kind of, you don't see it so much, with good storage and for your potting. Your 5 ornamentals was first one Himalayan honeysuckle, then your oh my gosh, I cannot say this. Phagelias, was it that one?
Yeah, that's
Phagelias erectus, sorry, which is very hardy. Then you had your bamboos, possible mix of the black ones and the green ones, as well as Tetrapanax and Rudbeckia goldstrom. Then your 5 edibles, we had them kind of in a dedicated area as well as slightly mixed in amongst the ornamentals. Had tomatoes, the cherry ones called sun gold, potatoes, mange tout, runner beans, and carrots. Then your 1 statement tree is your Prunus cerula. Then at the end you had a pond with a gunnera, and your pond is going to be a slightly raised one, so in corten steel, rectangular. And finally, you have your gorgeous orange bench with some cushions on to make it nice and comfy, with a glass of Malbec and some bamboo for that nice rustle.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds like your dream garden.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sounds brilliant to me.
Just before we finish, I do want to ask about my Sheffield garden. Is that open through the National Garden Scheme?
It's not. No,
It's not. Is it open to visitors or not?
I'm open for people contacting me, and I've shown people around before. I possibly will be looking to see if National Garden Scheme want it. I have in the past contacted them, but they they said at the time, and this was probably 4 or 5 years ago now, they said they didn't want family gardens. Which I was a little bit annoyed about, because the whole purpose of it is a family garden, but it doesn't look like a family garden.
Yeah, exactly.
And for me, it was showing off how gardens could be a nice space, but also used by the whole family. So,
well, like your trampoline being hidden by the bamboo and being sunken in the ground, it was such a nice way of doing it, but still loads of fun for the kids.
Yeah. So I mean, if they wanted it to be part of their scheme, then I'd be open to that. Yeah.
They might reconsider it now you've been on Gardener's World.
Yeah, maybe.
But I see there are quite a few magazine articles about your garden.
Yep.
So what's next for my Sheffield garden?
I've not asked for any of this, so this has all come through Instagram.
All right.
Oh.
So the Gardener's World feature came because they saw the RHS magazine feature, or the Modern Gardens magazine feature. But both of those magazine features came from people seeing it on Instagram and contacting me.
Oh, wow. So your Instagram is a pivotal part of it then.
So I've not approached any magazines. I've not approached Gardener's World.
No.
They came to me and said, "Can we do a feature?"
And when Gardeners World contacted you, because we were talking to Martin from the Big Cactus Rescue, and he said
Oh,
how
yeah.
when they contacted him, it was just some anonymous account on Instagram with no followers, no posts, something like that. And so he thought it was a joke. He thought someone
Right.
was taking the mickey because he
Right.
didn't believe that it was Gardeners World. How were you contacted by them?
It's a long time ago because they filmed it 13 months before it was shown.
All right.
Whoa.
I'm sure it was through Instagram, and then they asked for my email address and phone number. So yeah, through Instagram, but it was somebody who was a researcher for them, and it was clear in there that was what they did.
Right.
And they were following a lot of people and had a lot of followers themselves. So I had no suspicion that it was.
You didn't think it was a
No.
mate having a laugh.
Yeah.
And were they with you all day when they were filming?
They came at 7:45 in the morning. Sorry, 8:15 in the morning, and left at 6:45 in the evening.
Wow, so it really is truly the entire day.
Fascinating to see what goes into a short.
Yeah.
One cameraman, one sound guy, and then a researcher and a producer.
Mm-hmm. And what happened at lunch? Did you provide lunch, or did they come with
No,
sarnies?
we did offer, but they said no, we'll go. They went off to M&S, got some stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Good. They sound like a fun team.
Yeah, they were lovely.
Well, that's been great. Thank you so much for your time, Rob.
Thanks for having me.
And I appreciate you're in work, so I hope you don't get into... Well, you're leaving in a month anyway, it doesn't matter. So that's been a good old chit-chat with Rob.